Hey guys, hope you're well, hope you're having a fantastic day so far. I just want to quickly talk through 4 things that are making you a bad creative. And the reason I want to talk through these things is because earlier in the year I held a seminar on the 10 mistakes that creatives make. However, of course, there's way more than 10. So this is just kind of a bonus to that. But if you do want to check that out, then be sure to join the Smart Creative Academy group over on Facebook, where that video is, and you can watch it at any time. Okay, so let's begin. So number 1, what is making you a bad creative is the fact that you're unorganized. Okay, you're all over the place with your client work and there's no real focus or direction in any of them. Sometimes this happens because you've taken on too much work, but sometimes this happens just because you're just a disorganized person by nature. Okay, so it's really important that as you go into this new year that you're thinking more and putting yourself into your client's shoes, right? Would you hire yourself? Are you getting your work in at set deadlines, at set times? Are you doing everything that you could possibly do to make the customer experience as pleasant as possible? Because if you're disorganized and if you're all over the place and if you're difficult to get a hang of, then you're just frustrating the clients and the people that want to pay you for the great work that you do. So this year, definitely number 1 on your list should be to get more organized if it's not already. Number 2, being inapproachable, right? I know this might sound a bit weird, but sometimes creatives can come across very, very inapproachable, right? So you want people to hire you to do work, but that's not the vibe you're giving out. That's not the sort of personality or the tone that you're giving out. And even thinking about more practical things like creatives that refuse DMs, right? They don't like DM inquiries. They only want inquiries via email. I completely get that and I 100% support that. However, just think again about the consumer. Think about how easy it is for them to actually get in touch with you. Something that I do is when people DM me, they're inquiring about something, and I answer at a pretty basic level, and I'll be like, okay, this is what I'm talking about. This is what you'd get. And then when they're like, okay, that sounds like something I'm looking for, and they want to take it to the next step, they want to go ahead with it, then it's like, okay, can I have your email address? And and through that process you have made yourself come across as approachable. However, you're still able to do things in like kind of on your own terms, right? So just being more accessible in that way and making yourself seem way more approachable than you are right now. The third thing that makes you kind of a bad creative is just no originality, right? Obviously, creatives are not immune to different trends, different styles, and new kind of techniques that are popular, that are becoming more often. And sometimes, it's the clients that are pushing for certain looks and certain types of material or for their project or whatever the case may be. However, as a creative, you do have to remember that even despite everything that might be going on in the world of maybe branding or the world of music videos, videography, photography, whatever, it's still important to remain authentic to who you are and never forget the value that you bring to the table that nobody else can bring to the table. Okay, it's really, really important to remain original in all that you do, just so that people, you can easily be identified amongst everybody else for, like I said, what you bring to the table. So really, really, really do try to be way more original this year in the work that you're producing, because that is what is going to help you to stand out. The fourth thing then that is making you a bad creative, especially in this 2021, is non-transparent pricing. This is something I absolutely hate, right? I don't want to start a project with you unless I'm clear how much this is going to cost me. And the reason I like to be clear on how much this is going to cost me is because the price that you kind of give me or you quote me as a creative service provider or whatever the case may be, that is going to affect a number of things. Number 1, it's going to affect my expectations of you. If you're someone who's charging me £400 for something and someone who's charging me £4,000 for something, the expectations I have of the two are very, very different, right? Also, you know, knowing the price beforehand also lets me know, okay, what the value that you place on your work and how valuable it is going to be to me. So again, someone who's doing something for me for £400, the value I expect to receive from that project or piece of work, whatever, is going to be less than someone who's charging me £4,000, right? So it really helps me as a client to be able to know how to view you and what to kind of expect from you. So that's why it's really important to have that transparent pricing so that clients are clear beforehand, and it's not a case of that, you know, halfway down the line in the project, then you decide, oh, you know, actually, you know, I'm going to add another £150 on, or another £2,000 onto this project, because that doesn't help a client to be able to plan how much they're financially spending, and indeed it makes them feel like you've kind of just tried to take advantage of them, right? So it's really, really important to remember that as you go into this new year. So those are 4 things that I think are making you a bad creative, and I really hope that you address them and you make a change as you go into this new year.